Hi, I'm Patrick Ledwell, and welcome everyone to Charlottetown's Canada Day celebrations 2020. Knowing what we know now, I'd like to travel back in time, back to January 2020, and tell that January version of me that I'd get to be hosting this. Oh, and hey buddy, you'll get to be the host for Charlottetown Canada Day 2020. Go on. If I was any happier, there'd have to be two of me. Imagine. Park, packed cheek to jowl with people, all painted with maple leaves. No crowds more than 50. What in the lifting? Well, at least we'll still hear the music blocks away. Some hair band from the 80s, still belting it out. No live bands. Physical distancing. Physical distance. At least we'll have the fireworks. You can't have Canada Day without the fireworks. Ixnay on the fireworks. As I live and breathe, what in the great George happened? Hey, 2020 isn't canceled. We're still gonna have the best Canada Day ever!
Excuse me, sir. Open fires aren't permitted here in Victoria Park.
Thank you. I salute brave frontline workers. There's no dancing around it. The COVID has rained on our fireworks. So this Canada Day, unlike any other, we're asking you, how do you keep your spark, Charlottetown?
I've kept my spark alive by hanging with my kids and doing some projects at home.
Spending more time with this little scraggins is what kept my spark alive.
My friends and family have been my rock.
Well, I've been walking my new puppy named Maggie and chatting with my friend through Kids Messenger.
My plants and gardening is what kept me going during this difficult time.
Getting out for lots of walks on the boardwalk.
It's very important to stay socially connected, so to keep my joy alive, that's what I've learned to do.
Practicing gratitude whenever I can, spending lots of quality time with my family.
Working out and eating healthy and staying on top of my fitness.
Well, Yajibuna, Canada. Happy birthday, Canada.
When the world locked us in our homes, what did we turn to as Canadians? Besides stockpiles of toilet paper. We turned to music to lift spirits and put ourselves to rest. We returned to our kitchens, to traditional recipes. You certainly used every speck of yeast on the East Coast raising something. No, I don't need to see your sourdough bread, but I'm so proud of you. We turned to laughter, whether Netflix or just watching mom on a Zoom call, trying to get the iPad right side up. We turned to each other to keep the home fires burning. So tonight, these are the same things we'll turn to. We'll be igniting your pilot light with culinary inspiration, led by Chef Ilona Daniel. We'll kindle your spirits with music, from artists including Vince the Messenger, KINLEY, and Paper Lions. And last, but not least, we'll be getting inspiration from you. Charlottetown, how have you been keeping the spark? I know if we can share even a fraction of your points of light out there, we will all make the skies glow tonight. So let's do this. Canada Day 2020 is not canceled. Let's keep the spark, Charlottetown. Let's fire it up with some music from, I don't know, I feel like a tune from KINLEY. Mark Haynes, do you know a KINLEY tune? Can you do one of those?
You went colorblind. Now everything you see is red. You were looking for the sunset, but all the numbers got to your head. Well, maybe you should come on home, 'cause you've been saying it for so long, that the buildings surround you, in the city it drowns you. Yeah, maybe you should come home. You've been saying it for so long. Let the water lift you from the city's undertow. Yeah, maybe you should come home, where the gritty sand makes you feel born again. All the bad things you lived through and the good things you didn't do, they get washed away when the sun hits your face, when you're diving in the waves. Yeah, these are the golden days. By the piping plovers, where you told her you loved her. We were running with the tide, seeing life through our childish eyes. Yeah, maybe you should come home. You've been saying it for so long. Let the water lift you from the city's undertow. Yeah, maybe you should come home. Daydream all night. Take her hand, make it right. Where the dunes wrap around the bay, it can take your breath away. Where the colors all bleed, where the sky meets the sea, and you dive in deep with your friends all around, skipping stones to the sea. Never want the sun to go down, but when the stars come out, everyone gathers round and they talk to the flame. Yeah, these are the golden days. And when there is a break, we all listen to the waves, 'cause the sound of the shore can take you out of the darkest place. Yeah, maybe you should come home. You've been saying it for so long. Let the water lift you from the city's undertow. Yeah, maybe you should come home. Daydream all night. Take her hand, make it right. Ooh, yeah, maybe you should come home. You've been saying it for so long. Let the water lift you from the city's undertow. Maybe you should come home. Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody that's listening. Thank you for listening. Happy Canada Day. That was my song called Golden Days, and I wrote it for the beach, Lakeside Beach, my favorite beach in PEI. Looks like we'll have lots of time to go to the beach this summer, so I'll see you there. I'm just going to switch guitars. Be right back. Joss, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in for Canada Day. We're all so super stoked to be here, and thanks for being here too.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. My name is KINLEY, and this is the amazing Joss and Dylan. We're happy to play for Canada Day for you today. The next song we're going to play is called Washington, and I wrote it after I went to the Women's March in Charlottetown a few years ago. And I was marching with some ladies who were older, and they were not happy to still have to be marching for equal rights. So one of them, I was just going to go home after the march and watch Netflix, but my mom's friend was like, you should go home and write about this, write about what you saw today. So I went home and I watched hours of footage of the march in Washington, the Women's March down there in the US, and I gathered my thoughts and I wrote this song. So this is called Washington. When the birds of a feather flock together to sing their freedom song, some men got scared and even dared to say that the words were wrong. But the women knew the time had come for them to be heard, and the power was always inside of them, so they sang the song they learned. Ooh, everybody's born to be free. Be who you want to be. I'm being me. With our feet on the ground, no, we're not backing down, 'cause the time is now. Oh, Washington, I'll walk with with you every day of the week. Oh, Washington, I'll walk with you every day of the week. We're not gonna fight, no, we come in peace. But we're being held back from our greatest self. We need release. Some voices are quiet, but we'll still be heard. 'Cause our words are strong and everyone knows love conquers. Ooh, everybody's born to be free. Be who you want to be. I'm being me. With our feet on the ground, no, we're not backing down. 'Cause the time is now. Oh, Washington, I'll walk with you every day of the week. Oh, Washington, I'll walk with you every day of the week. Oh, Washington, I'll walk with you every day of the week. Oh, Washington, I'll walk with you every day of the week. Oh, Washington, I'll walk with you every day of the week. Oh, Washington, I'll walk with you every day of the week.
Beautiful. Gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Happy Canada Day. Thank you, Joss. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Colin, behind the scenes.
It's time for a Charlottetown Heritage Minute. Today, I'm in the Confederation Court Mall, live at the scene of Prince Edward Island's only escalator. With all of its ups and downs, this escalator reminds us that the stairway of history always continues relentlessly on. Some islanders are hesitant to climb aboard such recent, cutting-edge technology. Fortunately, we've posted a helpful set of instructions at both top and bottom on how to ride an escalator. Today, we're going to be riding the escalator together, safely. We're going to be asking you questions about being Canadian, an islander, and Charlottonian, maybe all three. The only rule, when the escalator ride finishes, so too does your answer. Let's get those stairs a-moving. Hi, Bianca, how's everything?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing physically distanced.
I see.
I've been practicing it. I think I've got it.
You're doing good.
I'm physically distant.
You are, and you're doing a good job. You got the hula hoops around. You're having a hula of a time here this morning.
I am. High sticking.
Oh, there we go. They
you've
got the
been
hockey
known to
stick.
do.
We are at least a good 6.5 feet.
We're going to have an escalator chat.
Okay, let's start.
I'm going to ask you a question as we go up the escalator.
Okay.
You've got great shoes. They're well laced.
Yes.
They're within regulations for the escalator.
Indeed they are.
And on the way up, could you let me know, what do you love most about being here in PEI?
Okay, you got
Ready
it.
to get aboard?
Ready.
Let's go.
I love a good old-fashioned kitchen party. I think that's when I feel most like an islander. I don't always know what I'm doing, but I love to join in, so it's fantastic.
Wonderful. Everybody plays something. Spoons?
Absolutely.
A drawer?
A little bit of
Here comes the
everything.
top.
What I love most about Charlottetown is the vibrancy and the resiliency of our business community. They've been fantastic through these very difficult times, and the people have been great to get out and support them.
Well, I love the summer night, the music, I love the jazz, I love the hip hop. It's just so much fun, so much dance.
The moving stairs.
I think the thing I love most about Charlottetown is the people. You know, everybody takes every opportunity to celebrate just the community, and everybody's, I think, trying their best to kind of progress us and to make it a better place to be.
Mikey, we're headed down the escalator.
Oh, my favorite part.
Could you tell me, what Islander would you like to see on our dollar bill?
I have too many Islanders, so can we do 5, 10, and 20?
Yeah, we could do the full currency.
I think we start at the top. We do Heather Morrison for the 20. We do maybe Boomer Gallant for the 10.
Oh, tenner.
And then, of course, Patrick Ledwell. Who else for the 5?
Just a $5.
Yeah, just a $5.
Hello, bonjour, my name is Philip Brown, and I am so proud to be the mayor of this great city, the birthplace of Confederation and the capital city of Prince Edward Island. I want to start by wishing everyone a very happy Canada Day. Bonne fête, Canada, and I hope that you're taking the opportunity to mark the occasion with family, friends, and your neighbors. We're living in uncertain times with different challenges. Everyone in their own way is looking forward to the end of COVID, and although we're not there yet, I know we'll come through this together. What has kept the spark alive for me during these trying times are the moments that each of you are coming together in ways that physical distancing can't impact. You've been there for each other, doing your part, encouraging, uplifting, and reminding each other of the strength that we can find in each other. Tonight, I hope we all can share that spark of hope, remembering that no matter what challenges we face, we're strong together. As we celebrate the greatness of our nation tonight, I ask all of us to have hope with what lays ahead. I truly believe that the best times for our city are yet to come. Happy Canada Day, everyone. Bonne fête, Canada, tout le monde. Oh, one more thing. A little bit of music from our very own Vince the Messenger just might be exactly what we need right now.
Early in the morning, smoke floating as it billow out the window. Need a pillow for your head, rest up on it. Need some fuel for my thought, and my whip left it parked. It's corrosive in these parts, so now it's rust up on it. Don't know how it's gonna end, but you don't want to start it. I've been seeing how you moving. You don't want these problems, you might catch me in a mood. And you don't want the drama, boy, you got me piped up. Unsteady in my chakras, unsteady in my chakras. Wait, know a few dudes who move that weight. Same type of dudes who hold that weight. Dip from the law, ain't caught that case. Black on the mask like Kodak face. Facing facts in famous fashion. All these acts is causing chain reactions. Damn, whipping fast, we snapping axles. All the passive, bossy, brash, not bashful. Damn, wish you would, what is good? Yeah, I can see right through you. I can see the future in the winner's circle. Y'all be steady boozing. This is unassuming. This is good music, yeah. In its purest form, I can feel the storm brewing, yeah. Better find some shelter from the helter-skelter. It be coming all fall, yeah. Know you feeling awful, yeah. I got what you came for, yeah. Heavy hands you can't fold, yeah. Tell it like you ain't, no. Shorty, shake it like a snow globe, and she drop it when the bass low. Hope your camera got them angles. I be spitting like a camel. No, I'm never out of ammo. In the trenches with the camo. Whole life like some type of warfare. We commit war crimes, war ain't fair. I don't think love lost, just love scarce. And love scars that we got us love scared. But you remind me of some summer strawberries. How sweet, what a treat. I just gotta hold you near me. You remind me of some summer strawberries in your cheeks. Maybe brief, but I gotta have you near me. You remind me of some summer strawberries. How sweet, what a treat. I just gotta hold you near me. You remind me of some summer strawberries in your cheeks. Maybe brief, but I gotta have you near me. Hope you guys are enjoying the live stream at home. Happy Canada Day. This next track is called Be My Something. You guys good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo. Flow could probably move Atlantic Ocean. Temperature ocean cold be the way I feel emotion. Motion's unpredictable. Same could go for motives. Passion running rampant. Might panic if you ain't noticed. Yo, I take hope and I place it within these songs I wrote. I know these couplets could probably lend you a couple quotes. On a quest for what's real, you might just end up in hell. I know my fate isn't sealed. I search for truth they conceal without no reason. Know they see me as heathen. It's if it's with the intentions. I just might not be breathing. Breath I might take for granted. Granted, it's rarely fleeting. Fondness due swelling absence. I'm absent without a meaning. I know nothing lasts forever. Yeah. I do everything for nothing. I do anything for you though. If you would be my something. I know nothing lasts forever. I do everything for nothing. I do anything for you though. If you would be my something. Yeah. These things take time, and this is take two. Been running off, now I need somebody to run to. Been off the clock, so my payments won't even go through. I'm going through the most, not knowing what I'm supposed to do. And I don't ask God for nothing, but it's haunting me. I'm trying to elevate and come to terms with my hypocrisy. My eyes open, still without the light I cannot see. So I be asking sun and moon to come and shine themselves on me. Celestial, feeling extraterrestrial. Been trying to phone home, ain't a home that be known to me. Exceptional, feeling just like I'm next to go. I've come so far, but still don't feel nobody close to me. Nothing lasts forever, yeah. I do everything for nothing. I do anything for you though. If you would be my something. I know nothing lasts forever. I do everything for nothing. I do anything for you though. If you would be my something. I know nothing lasts forever. I do everything for nothing. I do anything for you though. If you would be my something. Sweet.
Quay, hello, bonjour. My name is Chief Junior Gould of the Abbotsford First Nation in Prince Edward Island. On this Canada Day, I'd like to share that the Abbotsford First Nation is proud of where we are in the world today and part of this great nation. I think that reconciliation begins within. Our First Nation people have to reconcile with ourselves, be aware of where we came from, but be in control of where we are going. Our destiny and our future relies on the Abbotsford First Nations people and be driven by them. So on behalf of the Abbotsford First Nation, all my relations, Walupsid Nogaba, thank you, mercy, Walalan.
Kwe, Jalasi, and Deloisi Julie, hello and welcome to Canada Day 2020. We're going to share 2 wonderful songs with you, and we hope you enjoy.
Guess good now, now we all
that was song number 1, the Mawiomi song. And I'd like to say we are the Mi'kmaq Heritage Actors. I am Julie.
Caleb.
Riley.
Sean.
Keegan.
Brittany.
And we are going to start on song number 2, which is the Gathering Song. We hope you enjoy. Walalio, thank you, and we wish everybody all the best on this beautiful Canada Day. Thank you so much. Walalio.
Mayor Philip Brown, what's all the stir?
What's all the stir, Patrick? Well, the city is just so active. There's lots of activity going on. It's a beautiful day. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, at a safe physical distance.
Yeah, six feet, is it, or 2 meters?
6 feet.
Is that about the same?
I'm not gonna say that you're a close talker, but usually you're closer than 6 feet, grilling people on the particulars of their neighborhood life.
Well, what I miss
I
is
know.
kissing babies and shaking hands. Can we bring that back soon?
Well, the babies don't miss it, Mayor. I'll speak on behalf of babies, but we're here today to have an escalator chat.
Good.
I
Yes.
know that you know what? There's a lot of wisdom there.
Yes.
Sometimes the speech is long.
Yes.
We just have the length of an escalator ride.
I'll make it short.
So
I'll
here's
make
the
it short.
question, Your Worship. What's one moment recently that's made you proud to live in Charlottetown?
What, one moment?
We'll climb aboard.
We'll climb aboard, let's go.
Give it a thought.
6 feet now, 6 feet.
Oh, yeah, back off.
Right
We're
on.
getting up there.
So the moment is we're just going through this pandemic, and just to see the cooperation and how citizens of Charlottetown are making this happen.
There's the bump.
We're so happy that we have such a beautiful community. We're going to get through it together, but I really enjoy how we're responding to it. So that makes me very proud of being a citizen of Charlottetown.
I think for me, one of the amazing things I like about being here is the sense of community. I love the people here. I think that sense of belongingness, you feel as if you're part of a community, feel as if you're part of the family. It's interesting because I haven't really felt that in different places.
Moving here in February, going into quarantine in March, one of the biggest things that have stood out to me is the community support, the passion of Islanders, and their innovative spirit. It's blown me away.
Here comes the top. Oh, sorry, Dan.
PI has come together as a community, and everyone's acting like a neighbor and following what they're supposed to do, and it's great. And it's shown with the amount of cases that we have now.
When I most feel like an islander, when I have to check the weather every 2 hours to see if it's changed. So that's when I feel more like an islander. And when people start calling dinner supper,
Caitlin,
Yeah.
it's time to do the downside of the escalator.
Yep.
And while we're going down, could you tell me what are some classic island dishes that you're enjoying seeing on the plate?
Okay, sounds good.
Let's get on the escalator.
So I love seafood. I've come to the right place, and I would like to have a 2-pound lobster dinner with PEI baked potato.
What's on your plate?
I love mashed potatoes, and I'd love a side of PEI steak.
Fantastic. Anything on those potatoes?
Gravy, that's for sure.
So one of the foods that I really enjoy is lobster.
A good piece of lobster.
Well, it's got to be lobster. Lots and lots of lobster
Oh,
and
the lobster.
butter and buns and
Fried bologna, PEI potatoes, boiled with butter on them, and homemade mustard pickles.
We love a little bit of everything. A little sushi, a little Thai, a little Indian, a little seafood chowder. I think if we could have a mashup platter with a little bit of everything from Charlottetown, that would be just perfect.
Wow, Charlottetown smorgasbord. And that's
Yeah.
a great description of the city that we see emerging these days here in the streets.
It's awesome.
Oh, that's great. I love pad thai.
Yeah.
That used to be just something I could do at the hockey rink, tie my pads to play goalie. Now a delicious dish. Thanks so much, JC.
You're welcome.
Thanks, George.
Happy Canada Day, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and beyond. We are celebrating Charlottetown, and we're gonna talk about some food stories, and we're gonna talk about Mi'kmaq and Acadian delicacies. I have some lovely Culinary Institute Canada students with us, Sasha Burkett and Caleb Gallant. And I think we're going to be doing some really interesting things today. So Sasha, what are we cooking today?
We are going to cook spruce honey glazed salmon on cedar plank. So traditionally, when the Mi'kmaq cooked salmon, they usually cooked it on a cedar plank over an open fire. So we don't have an open fire, so we're gonna do it in a cast iron pan in the oven. So that's great because you don't have to flip it, don't have to turn it, and cooks very evenly. And we're gonna have some asparagus on the side. We're gonna use our spruce honey.
Yep.
If you don't have spruce honey, because a lot of people don't, we also have, you can use maple syrup and you can do a maple glaze, or you can use regular honey.
So we're using a cedar plank right here, which is pretty sweet. You can do this on your barbecue or on an open fire.
On an open fire.
But there's one important thing we have to make sure before we start cooking with this cedar plank. What do we need to do?
You have to soak it. Soak it. Some people soak it overnight. I think it's at least 6 hours is what we've traditionally done in salt water, so that it doesn't go on fire.
Yeah.
Because as much as you like fireworks on Canada Day, you don't want fireworks coming from your oven or your barbecue or your open flame.
Yeah, we definitely don't want the fire chief coming for a visit. Okay, what do we need to do to get started here, Sasha?
So this is the spruce salt. A lot of people don't have spruce salt at home, but you know, it's easy enough to forage and make. But
we could use dill.
You could use dill, or even just regular salt if you chose to do so. So we're just gonna sprinkle some of this on.
Awesome. And I love the smell of the spruce. It's like it's a little bit citrusy, lemony, has that kind of rosemary sort of vibe to it.
Like going for a Christmas tree or something like that.
Yes. And I like some fresh cracked pepper.
Always the best, because you got all those essential oils, lots of flavor, which is really great.
And from here, we're just gonna glaze with our spruce honey.
Right.
And I'm gonna put quite a bit on it because
it's delicious.
I like anything like this in large quantities.
Yep. And so talking about the Mi'kmaq heritage, spruce is also important, is it not?
It is. It is one of the traditional medicines. It was used for things like even like colds and flus and like after giving birth. And you know, we have a lot of traditional medicines.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got it glazed with all of this honey. It looks amazing. We got some spruce in there, and that's okay to get it in. I like kind of that texture it's gonna give.
It's gonna add the flavor. To the salmon.
So now
from
what?
here, we're going to grab our cast iron pan from the oven. So we preheated our cast iron pan.
Okay, and that's at 425. And we'll get out of your way. I'll leave you to do that.
So we're gonna place our cedar plank in the middle.
Awesome.
And it's gonna sizzle.
You wanna hear that sound, that's really important.
That means your pan is hot enough.
Yep.
So then we're gonna take some butter and we're gonna place it around the sides.
Yep.
So then we're gonna add some asparagus on either side in the cast iron pan.
Nice. And you could use anything. You could put tomatoes in there, mushrooms would be great.
Fiddleheads.
Fiddleheads would be amazing.
And I'm gonna add a little bit more salt, I think.
Yeah.
Just because.
We like to use a lot of salt as cooks, I think.
We like salt.
Okay, so this looks amazing. And so we're gonna cook this about, what, 15 minutes?
I would say between 12 and 15 minutes at about 425.
Okay.
So we're gonna pop her in the oven and see what we get.
All right. All right, so we need to have a side dish with this, and this is where our Acadian story comes in. Caleb, what's going on with us today here?
Well, it's not actually just an Acadian story, I guess, because the only reason that I have this in my Acadian background is because of my grandfather, great-grandfather, whoever would have been being taught this by Mi'kmaq people on PEI, because bannock is very much not a French dish. So basically, it's a very simple, very easy bread. All you need basically is baking powder, butter, or lard. You can use, I've tried a few. Actually, yesterday I did about 6 loaves with different kinds of fats to see which one worked the best. I settled on butter because it's just kind of the thing to do. But basically, all you're gonna do is add your butter, your baking powder, and your salt. Yeah, just like making a biscuit, you just kind of
get in there,
work it into the flour.
And so, Sasha, in the Mi'kmaq community, you would make something similar. What was that? That was called?
We call it the Sinnikin, or 4 cents, because it was so cheap to make.
Yeah.
The Sinnikin is the traditional name.
Yeah.
We make it in a cast iron frying pan.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I love doing the cast iron pan. Yeah.
So my grandfather actually built a traditional Acadian clay oven in his backyard at one point, and when he did that, he started making pretty much all the meat pies or bannock bread. He did a lot of different kinds of fish or baked beans all in there. So it was always wood fire. So we don't ever fry our bannock.
Okay.
But it was always like, traditionally it's done in a wood fire oven outside, which is just
So he'd be a really
the best.
popular guy.
He was, yeah. He was a very popular guy in Rustico. They're not out in Rustico right now, but yeah, no, I miss that thing. My brother's been trying to get me to build one in Charlottetown, but I don't know how many bylaws that breaks. So we just add our warm water, just 1 cup of warm water, along with the rest of the mix. And I always just kind of work it in by hand and allow that to kind of just come together without getting too gluten-y.
It's always good to play with your food.
Yeah, always.
I always encourage that, right?
Yes,
sure.
She does.
So basically,
so this would be a great one as well. Like if little hands wanted to get in the kitchen, this would be a fun one for them to do, right?
It's super easy and it comes together so quickly.
I'll slide over here if you want to get in, yeah.
And honestly, what I typically do is I just kind of dust the counter a little bit and I just sort of dump it out on top.
Okay.
Even though it's still a bit of a heaping mess. This is kind of like what you were teaching us in breakfast rotation, actually just kind of working it over on the counter instead of trying to mix it too hard and getting it too tough when it actually comes out in the oven.
Right.
So it's just sort of the same thing. My grandmother always just kind of like pressed it, folded it, until it kind of got into more of a loaf-type shape.
Okay. It was easier because you don't have to cut it or do any
No,
of that.
just very easy. Throw it in the oven. I mean, she had a very big family, so I don't think there was probably too much time for messing around.
No, just get it in the pan, get it in the oven.
Exactly.
And so this is her recipe book?
Yeah, so I actually got a hold of her old recipe books last week. My aunt dropped them off at work, and I've been going through them trying to. She beautiful handwriting, but I'll never ever be able to read half of it. So
these are the gems.
Oh, they're amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
These recipe books from our grandmas and.
Each of the bannock recipe pages are actually still stuck with a bunch of flour, and I don't know how sanitary that is, but you know. It is what it is.
I think we all have one of those. If we're lucky enough, we have them at home, and that's a very special thing.
Yeah, if I get to hold on to one of them, then I'm going to keep that in a very safe place.
So you have to keep this is like.
Oh yeah, that's gold to me. Yeah, I'm not letting that go anywhere.
Okay.
So usually you've always been very like a rough-looking bread.
Yep.
You know, it's never been too worked, and just sort of like a longer loaf-type shape. And then would throw that. Perfect in a cast iron. She would typically just do it on a baking sheet.
Okay.
But and then that just goes in at the same temperature, about 425 for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, thereabouts.
Okay, let's get it in the oven.
Perfect. Awesome.
I don't know if it's me, but I think it smells like it's time to eat. So we're gonna get that salmon with the spruce honey glaze, with our lovely asparagus, and we still have a little garnish left to do. And it's a wonderful taste of our East Coast flavor. So we have some dulse, which is a seaweed. It's quite a popular snack of the fishermen and such, the fishers in the old day. And we still have amazing festivals of that where we harvest this dulse. But what we did here, we toasted it.
And we ground her up.
Okay, so it's gonna have that really nice salty taste, and it's a really nice garnish.
Smells so good.
And we're gonna put it on top as just a nice, really, it's gonna give you that whisper of the ocean. It's gonna taste like that. It's really gonna evoke that seaside kind of flavor, right? So like as if we're out on a campfire cooking our salmon right on that cedar wood. And it's a really simple dish. That looks really good, Sasha.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing this story with us. And
you're very welcome.
I think there's only one thing left.
To eat it.
Yeah, we need to taste
Let's
it.
have a bite.
All right, so for you. All right, thank you. You first. And look how nice of that just flakes away. It's like just cooked through, and it's nice and juicy. Look at that. Flaky, awesome.
I love that honey.
Yeah.
That spruce honey is amazing.
A little bit of the spruce.
It's delicious.
It's simple, clean, such a taste of Prince Edward Island, and a wonderful story about our Mi'kmaq heritage. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Awesome, awesome. Now, Caleb, this is a great meal, but I feel like we need some carbs.
Okay. Well, that's what the Acadian part's for.
All right, let's get that.
All right, see?
Oh man, smells amazing.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect, you can slide it right over there if you want.
Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So, typically, I guess we just slice it, I guess, if you want.
Okay.
Awesome.
And this is just such a really nice, rustic, simple meal. And you could definitely cook this bannock in cast iron pan at a campfire as well.
Oh yeah, that's really actually, it's a pretty versatile dough because you can, I mean, obviously you can fry it, which is more typical of Mi'kmaq indigenous communities, but I mean, wood fire, you can do it on a cast iron, you can do it just in a straight frying pan. Yeah, you can, all sorts of things you can do with it. My grandmother always did meat pies with this kind of a dough, and all of the pork and chicken or whatever she decided to put in there would just be folded over inside of it and then pinched and then kind of baked that way. So that was just the best Christmas treat ever.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
And this bread, have you ever cooked bannock on a stick before?
Never on a stick, no.
You can roll it out and almost like wrap it like just like right around a piece of wood, and you can cook it right over the campfire. And it's amazing too, and you get that really nice smoky flavor. So these are two very, very versatile, awesome celebration foods. Caleb, Sasha, thank you so much for making Oh Charlottetown a really special day.
We're proud to say that Charlottetown is the birthplace of Confederation. The phrase trips right off the tongue. But when you actually try to explain and unpack that, it quickly becomes an essay question that a visitor would have to book off an extra night to listen to in its entirety. You know, I know. I worked at Province House for one magical, seemingly endless summer. And I got the explanation down to kind of a sing-song rhythm that you could do along to the tune of St. Anne's Reel. If you cared to, it's possible. Let's do it, Mark Haynes. Charlottetown's a city with an explanation, but we can't explain ourselves in a week's vacation. So please don't feel any consternation. If you really want to get us, try relocation. Charlottetown, birthplace of Confederation. So exciting, it gives me heart palpitations. But the explanation? So long and grand, you'd need the fixed link of attention spans. One magic summer, I can say with pride, got myself a job as a Province House guy, dressed in polyester, answered questions all day from U.S. tourists. Like this one, hey, birthplace of Canada. Is this where y'all defeated the Queen? My job was to say, about 2,000 times a day, hello, bonjour, no. There's a bathroom over on the right, you better use it now. The answer takes all night. Canada was gradual, no revolution. A long history wrapped up in convolution. In the States, your plates say, live free or die. No declarations here on PEI. More like, leave well enough alone. September 1864, a meeting wore on about maritime union. That's an oxymoron. When Canadian delegates came down to schmooze with big ideas and, let's face it, booze. We have trouble keeping meetings on topic, and views of union got less myopic, and then blah blah oysters and blah blah champagne. They all agreed we should meet again. And they met over 3 years in some different cities, so we're also the birthplace of slow-moving committees. Did I mention PEI stayed independent? No to Canada till the railway got bent. Can you call yourself a father and not vote for the birth? That's called deadbeat or something worse. But it started in Charlottetown, hey, full stop. So our teens would play fathers with button chops, playing fathers in August in heavy wool jackets so sweaty they smell historically accurate. And it also houses the PEI legislature. Still sometimes working. Not in summer, but don't take their parking, don't take their parking, don't take their parking. Charlottetown's a city with an explanation, but we can't explain ourselves in a week's vacation. So please don't feel any consternation. If you really want to get us, try a relocation. Pretty basic.
Every year on Canada Day, we celebrate what makes our country and its people so special. This year, we should be especially proud of how we have come together, offering support to one another in the wake of a worldwide pandemic. Let's also be grateful to the medical experts, the healthcare professionals, the thousands of Islanders and millions of Canadians who provided essential services and frontline care from coast to coast to coast over these last number of months. Together we have come so far. Together, there are no limits to how far we can go. Happy Canada Day, Prince Edward Island.
Happy Canada Day. Bonne fête du Canada. During this pandemic, I have enjoyed many walks, and one of the walks I favor is on the grounds of Government House. Because each time I pass the flagpole in front of Government House, I just get a feeling of pride every time I look at our Canadian flag. Also, I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for all that people are doing for Canadians. So those in the first line, our leaders, all the support that we're getting as Canadians, we truly are living in a wonderful country. So because of that, I want you to celebrate the country. Bonne fête du Canada à tous les insulaires. Islanders, I wish you all a happy Canada Day.
Speaking of a spark, can't you see that extra glimmer in the eyes of her honor, Antoinette Perry? That's the Acadian spark. On PEI, Acadian influences everywhere. They create art from everything they touch. Nothing goes unadorned. My wife and I received these wonderful Acadian handicrafts as a wedding present. At the gift opening, I didn't know what these yarn pockets were. Baptism booties for the dog? No, they are Acadian hand-hooked doorknob covers. I mean, how could I have missed that? Look at that. Right on they go. Cover those up. Save the eyes of the neighbors. For years, the cupboards in my house have been colonies of exposed knobs. Now, with the doorknobs covered in Acadian handcraft, all the doors are impossible to open. You actually just stand there polishing the knobs for a time until you decide to move on. Now, we call this a spoon. In the Acadian region, it's called a kitchen party. Where you can, wow, Mark, where you can make a night of it. Cook food and warn your children using the same basic instrument. And in the Acadian region, no one cares if you can't open the cupboards, because this kitchen party is going to be going till the sun comes up. Get it, Mark?
Hello, my name is Star. I'm speaking on behalf of the Native Council of Prince Edward Island. I'd first like to acknowledge that we're in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional and unceded land of the Mi'kmaq people. Something that has kept our spark alive is encouraging each other to keep drumming, to keep dancing, to keep smudging, and to keep praying, encouraging each other to stay as a community, to help each other in this rough time. Happy Canada Day, everyone.
We're living in times my 7-year-old calls unprecedented. Yeah. He heard that word so many times, he's now, using it. Well, come on, hard times are not without their precedent. I've been thinking about my grandparents and the challenges they faced with courage and grace. My grandmother Annie, she was the queen of seeing the good left in things. She saved everything. Buttons without coats, cotton from the top of pill bottles, milk bags for crushed strawberries. She helped raise 12 kids on the farm in Kinkora and moved to Charlottetown in her later years. She washed saran wrap and hung it out on the line to dry. The only problem was, after she moved to town, her neighbors peeked over the fence at her and thought that she was hanging out nothing. Grandma Annie, she carried on. She did things, not out of scarcity, but out of the joy of stretching a bit more life out of every moment. She always kept a twinkle that easily turned to a tear in the corner of her eye. Tonight, I hope you can think of someone, maybe not even with us, who helps you keep a spark alive. Say their name aloud to the quiet stars. I believe you'll hear back.
Charlottetown, how are you on this beautiful Canada Day? It's an absolute pleasure to be able to do this for you. I hope everybody's safe and well. My name's Irish Mythen. I've got a couple of songs for you.
To worry when the sun goes down. No, I don't have to worry when the moon comes down. When I see my baby coming on, I know everything is on tight. When I see my baby coming, I know that the timing is right, 'cause I wanna dance with you. I hide into the night. We'll go laughing and howling at the moon, 'cause that's what people like us. Honey, that's what we do. Hey! That's what we do. Now I know these years, oh, these years have been so, so tough on you. And all the things that you thought would never happen, well, they've all just gonna come true. But I see the color of your skin, and I don't care what books you read at night. And I don't care who you love, as long as that loving is done right. I wanna dance with you. I hide into the night. We'll go laughing and howling at the moon, 'cause that's what people like us. I wanna dance with you. I hide into this night. We'll go laughing and howling at the moon, 'cause that's what people like us. That's what people like us. Each and every one of us were born to do. Each and every one of us were born to do. So what are we gonna, what are we gonna, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? There we are. Thank you so much for the rapturous applause you're doing right now. This next song is called Maria, and it's for my auntie Maria, who passed away. This was also the song I was supposed to sing at the Junos that never happened. When I was a girl, you were a god, yeah. When I looked at your face, the whole world shining, you were love. first taste of wine, my first sip of porter, yeah. You let me watch those films children probably should not have. Oh, you were love. You were the laughter. You were love. Now. You're the hereafter. Maria. I found out you were flying, and it was a place I couldn't fly to. I was so angry, but I swear to God it was never with you, never with you, never with you. Oh, you're the love. You are still the laughter. You are the love now. You're the hereafter. Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria. Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria. Oh, that's your bit, Charlottetown. Sing with me. Oh, oh, oh. Come on now. Oh, oh, oh. When I was a girl, you were a god. Thank you so much. Happy Canada Day. Oh, Charlottetown, it's an absolute pleasure and an honor to be able to do this for you in the weird times that we have. It's just brilliant. I love this place. I love Charlottetown. It is the heart and soul of everything I do, and I'm just so proud to live here. Happy Canada Day, everybody.
Hello everyone and happy Canada Day. Bonne fête du Canada. Aux quatre coins du pays et du monde, les Canadiens et Canadiennes expriment leur fierté, leur sentiment d'appartenance et leur force de caractère. Of course, this year is different from others. But even as we face these challenging times, we can take this opportunity to reflect with pride on what it means to be Canadian. Today is a day to cherish our diversity and our shared values. Les nombreuses cultures et communautés qui forment notre pays se sont unies pour bâtir une société ouverte, tolérante et inclusive. Les peuples autochtones ont pris soin de cette terre au fil des siècles. Leur culture et leurs traditions sont d'une grande richesse pour le pays. Today, the values, history, talent, and creativity of Canada are on display for every Canadian to share and enjoy together. Today is our day. Happy Canada Day. Bonne fête du Canada.
Hey, another Canada Day memory. Gathering the whole family in a wood-paneled room around a wood-paneled TV to watch the big show out of Ottawa. Fireworks over the Peace Tower, usually showcasing big hair bands of the 1980s. Glass Tiger, Honeymoon Suite, Platinum Blonde. For some of you, you're thinking Tiger King, but that's actually Glass Tiger. History lesson. The hairsprayed style was known by many names. Niagara Waterfall, the Mississauga Compromise. Big hair with plumes shooting out wider than the fireworks themselves, and enough product to hold the hopes of a whole generation. I tried the business and front party and back myself, but couldn't quite pull it together. Years later, it's easy to poke fun. But as they say, those who live in paper cages shouldn't taunt glass tigers. Anyway, let's pull in around the static of our old TV and celebrate with a group who have captured the rock sound of their generation, Paper Lions.
That I saw you standing in the hall and you didn't move at all. Picture of statuesque perfection. So I put out my hand. Do you want to start a band? Baby, when we move this way, we got rhythm, we got gold. This is where I want to stay, where we started loving rock and roll. This is where I wanna stay, where we started loving rock and roll. We hit the highway, city after city, and although we had our fights, we'd still play every night. The last night of the tour, the bar was empty. We were side stage at our worst when I said I loved you first. Baby, when we move this way, we got rhythm, we got gold. This is where I wanna stay, where we started loving rock and roll. Baby, when we move this way, we got rhythm, we got gold. This is where I wanna stay, where we started loving rock and roll. When we broke down in Cologne, you bought a ticket home. You said I'm done with this, a lot of empty promises. Put your hand into my pocket and we'll make the best of it. We can make it through the rest of it. Baby, when we move this way, we got rhythm, we got gold. And this is where I wanna stay, where we started loving rock and roll. Baby, when we move this way, we got rhythm, we got gold. And this is where I wanna stay, where we started loving rock and roll. Baby, when we move this way, where we started loving rock and roll. Hey everybody, we are Paper Lions. So glad you've tuned in today. Happy Canada Day. Here's a song of ours called Fireworks. We know there are no fireworks in Charlottetown this year, and it's too bad, but we hope this song makes up for it. It's a song we wrote about watching fireworks as teenagers. We climbed over the rocks. The night was getting dark when the fireworks fireworks went off, I barely knew your name. We didn't even talk. Did you feel the same when the fireworks went off? I heard you call shotgun as you ran out the door. With the music loud and the windows down, we drove. We pushed our way through the crowd, didn't want to miss a show. We lost our friends, but not each other. I held onto your hand, we climbed over the rocks. The night was getting dark when the fireworks went off. I barely knew your name, we didn't even talk. Did you feel the same when the fireworks went off? When the fireworks went off, it was summertime, we sat by the shore. It was hot outside and getting hotter, but when the lights went out, we knew we didn't want to go. We found something good, we found each other. I held onto your hand, we climbed over the rocks. The night was getting dark when the fireworks went off. I barely knew your name, we didn't even talk. Did you feel the same when the fireworks went off? When the fireworks went off, the night was getting dark. We dove into the water and came up on our own. The summer's almost over, and tomorrow you are going home. I held onto your hand, we climbed over the rocks. The night was getting dark when the fireworks went off. I barely knew your name, we didn't even talk. And did you feel the same when the fireworks went off? When the fireworks went off, the night was getting dark. I'm gonna play one of our songs that is from a record called My Friends. And I'll tell you, in this time, I gotta say, I've been missing my friends. Here we go. This one's called My Friend. I know you are my friend, and if I never met you, I would be different. makes a casting call. While we gain 30 pounds, we decorate the walls, tell stories that we never tell again. The laughing camera shakes. It's funny how we never got the take. I know you are my friend, and if I never met you, I would be different. I know you are my friend, and if I never met you, I would be different. If I never met you, I know you are my friend. I would be different. I know you are my friend. I would be. I know you are my friend. I would be different. I know you are my friend. I would be different. Traveling the road less known is where I wanna be. My compass directing, electing an open road with golden trees, but there's an old man in need on the ground. I try not to make a sound. He holds out his hand as I walk away. I hear him say, but please don't be a stranger in my place. Please don't be a stranger in my place, yeah. Traveling, I come to a tavern for a momentary rest. I see the old man that I passed on the road in his distress. I turn to go, then hear him say, he said, son, stay, have a drink, I'll pay. Let bygones be gone, it's all in the past. Everybody, we raise a glass. Please don't be a stranger in my place. Please don't be a stranger in my place. Please don't be a stranger in my place. Please don't be a stranger in my place, yeah. And what if I could be what you wanted me to be? And what if I could see what you wanted me to see? Come on and show me. Come on and show me. I gotta say, that's my friend Colin Buchanan on the guitar, everybody. On the bass guitar, my brother Rob McPhee.
On the drum kit, David Cyrus McDonald. My name's John McPhee. Together we make up Paper Lions. I hope you are having a great Canada Day. Oh, Charlottetown, if you would you sing along with us? Please don't be a stranger in my place. It may be uncomfortable, but sing. Please don't be, that's it, a stranger in my place. I think I can hear you. Please don't be a stranger in my place. Everybody, come on now. Please don't be a stranger in my place. Please don't be a stranger in my place. Oh, please don't be a stranger in my place. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thanks very much, everybody. Happy Canada Day.
If music be the food of love, play on. Shakespeare said that, I think. I took a degree in English. It was a while ago. This year, no Shakespeare in the park, and yeah, no fireworks either. Still wringing out my clothes over that one. What we do hope with this special is that we've shared the food and the music that we're lucky to have together. We hope that you felt the love that's out there, the love for this place, and the love for your neighbors. Nothing, no lockdown can cancel that. And if you keep that spark alive in your heart and send it up, we can still light up the skies together tonight. Play on, Charlottetown. Happy Canada Day 2020.
Hello, I know this can be a hard time for everybody, but let's believe in positive energy and trust ourselves. And stay happy. Happy Canada Day.
There is hope. Be strong.
There might not be fireworks this year, but we can keep the spark alive.
We can do this. We're stronger together. If we all get through this today, it'll be better tomorrow.
I want to encourage everyone to remain hopeful and never give up. Remember, we're all in this together.
This is a great city, and each of us can make this the best Canada Day yet.
Celebrate Canada Day and keep it great.
And I just want to wish you a happy Canada Day. Feliz día. Les mando un abrazo de amor a todos.
Happy Canada Day, Charlottetown.
Happy Canada Day, Charlottetown!
Happy Canada Day!
Happy Canada Day.
Chúc mừng Quốc khánh Canada.
Wish everyone a happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day!
Happy Canada Day.
كندا كل سنة وكل الكنديين طيبين. Let's celebrate.
Happy Canada Day!
Happy Canada Day!
Joyeux jour du Canada.